Okay. Hello everyone. Good morning po to each and every one of you, and especially to Doc Abante. Good morning po, Dean. For today, our topic is all about, or the lesson we're going to be tackling for today is all about Lesson 9, Taxation Principles for Businesses. And this is going to be presented by me, Aaron Benedict B. Enriquez, along with my group mates, Ma'am Ramonita Pogoy and Ma'am Frechi Canizares. Our learning objectives for this lesson is to number 1, understand the key types of business taxes in the Philippines. Number 2, identify what is value-added tax, income tax, and local business taxes and their applications in our government and in our everyday lives. Number 3, comprehend the Bureau of Internal Revenue or the BIR registration and their compliance requirements for different businesses. And number 4, how are we going to be able to apply the basic tax compliance principles in this lesson in real world business scenarios? Now, before we proceed to the main topic, let's have an introduction po muna. Taxation is the process by which the government collects money from us individuals and from different businesses para pondohan yung kanilang mga operations and yung mga public services po nila. Isa ito sa mga most important or key obligations that every businesses kailangan nila mag-comply. They have to comply with this, yung tax. As we all know naman po, 'di ba nga po, nagbabayad tayo ng buwan ng buwis po natin, 'di ba? Ang tax essential 'yan dahil they serve as the lifeblood ng government natin. Sila yung ang tax ang parang nagpapatakbo ng mga services na meron dito katulad ng infrastructure development, education, healthcare, and social welfare naman po. And para sa mga businesses natin, ang taxation hindi lang siya parang legal duty na kailangan natin bayaran to, kundi this is a measure of responsible citizenship and corporate integrity. Dito sa bansa natin, yung business taxes, ito ay ipinapatupad ng national government natin and ng local government units natin or ng LGUs natin. Yung BIR or the Bureau of Internal Revenue, siya yung responsible sa pagko-collect ng mga national tax natin. Habang yung mga LGUs naman natin, sila yung nagko-collect ng mga local business taxes natin through their respective city or yung mga municipal treasurers po nila. By understanding the principles and yung types ng business taxes, it is important for us, for the entrepreneurs and corporations, dahil dito nasisiguro nila yung compliance, naiiwasan natin yung legal issues, and napopromote natin yung maayos na financial management. So now let's proceed to the types of business taxes in the Philippines. But before that, let's have an overview na nga po muna. Ang business taxes, this refers to all taxes levied magmula sa income, goods or services and transactions natin related sa pag-ooperate ng isang business. These taxes can be classified into national taxes, which are administered by the Bureau of Internal Revenue under the Department of Finance, and yung mga local taxes naman po natin, which are collected, imposed by the local government naman po natin. Both levels of taxation, these are crucial na importante po ito because nakakatulong sila na masustain yung national development natin habang sinusuportahan natin yung operations na and yung services ng mga local communities natin. For the types of business taxes po natin dito sa bansa po natin, meron tayong iba't iba po. Yung Philippine tax system natin, we have several types of business-related taxes. Each one of these has a specific purpose, computation, and scope. And right here is a detailed explanation ng bawat isa sa kanila. So, mamaya i-explain ko sila isa-isa. So, we have income tax, yung value-added tax or yung VAT, percentage tax for non-VAT businesses, percentage tax, excise tax po natin, number 4, local business taxes, number 5, and capital gains tax for number 6, donors tax number 7, documentary stamp number 8, number 9 is state tax, and number 10 withholding tax on income payments natin. So let's proceed with each one. Sa income tax po natin, ito yung pinapatubad natin, ini-impose natin on the net income o yung profit na nakukuha ng individuals and ng corporations. Kinikita nila. It represents a direct tax because ito ay binabayaran ng taxpayer natin based on their capacity na kumita. For the businesses, yung income tax ay kinukompute natin yan after nating ibawas yung mga allowable na expenses katulad ng rent, salaries, utilities, and yung cost of goods na naibenta natin. Yung corporate taxpayers, pwede nilang gamitin either yung regular income tax rate natin which is yung 25% or para dun sa mga malilit na enterprises natin, malilit na companies, yung mas mababa na 20% po. Yan yung sa income tax natin under the CREATE Act po natin. Under the CREATE Act po. Yung mga individuals na may kinalaman sa mga businesses, pwede silang magbayad ng tax din, depending doon sa income bracket po nila. Okay? So, for number 2 naman po, yung value added tax, which is yung VAT, ito yung lagi natin nakikita sa mga resibo natin, usually. This is an indirect tax collected at every stage of the production and distribution chain natin. Although, binabayaran nito ng mga businesses, ito ay binabayaran ng mga consumers po natin. Yung mga businesses na merong gross sales na lumalampas na 3 million, kailangan nilang mag-register for VAT. Yung standard rate natin for VAT is 12%. And yung VAT na yon ay pinafile natin siya monthly and quarterly natin. Ang VAT, nagpo-promote ito ng transparency and efficiency sa tax collection natin dahil dito, nasisiguro natin na bawat participant sa production chain natin ay nagko-contribute sa government revenue natin. For number 3, yung percentage tax naman po. Yung percentage tax, ito yung mas madaling form o yung mas simpleng form ng taxation natin para sa mga malilit na mga businesses na hindi nag-register for VAT. Ito ay yung 3%. 3% tax based on the gross sales o yung receipts na binabayaran natin quarterly. Okay? Itong tax na ito ay nag-apply ito mainly sa mga malilit na mga businesses, mga micro-enterprises katulad ng mga small retailers, sari-sari stores, yung mga repair shops, vulcanizing shops, and yung mga service providers natin. Unlike ng VAT, yung percentage tax dito is not creditable. Hindi siya nakikredit. Ito ay straightforward na business expense natin. And for excise tax naman po, number 4, ang excise tax, this is a form of selective tax na ina-apply natin sa mga goods na either luxurious or harmful sa kalusugan natin or sa environment natin. Nakakatulong ito sa pagre-regulate ng consumption habang nire-raise natin yung revenue nila. For example, yung tobacco or yung mga cigarettes and yung alcoholic beverages natin, they carry a specific excise tax based on their quantity. Habang yung petroleum, yung automobiles, they are taxed based on their selling price po o yung ad valorem natin na tinatawag. Itong system na ito ay pinopromote natin yung responsible na consumption and nasusuportahan po natin yung mga public health programs po natin. Now, for local business taxes naman po natin, yung LBTs, ito naman ay kinokolekta ng LGU natin para masuportahan yung mga local services natin and infrastructure natin. Itong taxes na ito, they vary depending on the type of business and yung gross sales na kinikita nila. Yung mga businesses, kailangan nilang magbayad ng LBT annually para ma-renew yung mga permit nila. Yung hindi nila pagbayad, it can lead to businesses closure or business closure, pwede magsarado yung operations nila or pero hindi niya ma-renew yung operating license nila o yung license nila para mag-operate yung business po na yon. Okay? Number 6. Capital gains tax naman po natin. Kapag sinabi natin na capital gains tax, capital gains tax natin, this is imposed on the profit from the sales of exchange of capital assets natin, katulad ng real property or shares of stock natin. For example, or for real properties, yung CGT rate natin is 6% nung selling price po natin. Of the selling price, fair market value, or yung zonal value natin. Kung ano man dyan yung mas mataas po. Ito ay ginagawa natin, binabayaran natin para masigurado natin na makinikita natin magmula sa mga asset sales natin ay they are properly taxed and nakakapag-contribute sila sa public revenue natin. Number 7, donor's tax naman po natin. Donor's tax is imposed on the transfer of property or money as a gift. Under the Train Law or yung Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion na law po natin, ang donations, they are taxed at a flat rate of 6% doon sa total value on the total value exceeding 250,000 pesos per year. Yung tax na yon ay nag-a-apply whether yung donation na yon is made para sa isang relative natin or sa hindi man natin kamag-anak yon or non-relative man po natin siya. Okay? For the documentary stamp tax naman po natin, DST, ina-apply po natin ito sa mga documents and transactions na nagsaserve as proof of agreements or obligations natin. Examples nito ay yung mga deed of sale, leases, loan agreements, and insurance policies po natin. Yung rate natin ay mag-iiba yan, ay magdedepende yan doon sa type ng document. Usually, in-express natin yan as a fixed amount per value range natin. Yung DST po natin, nasisiguro natin dito na yung formal transactions po natin, they are properly recorded and they are taxed naman po. Now, for estate tax naman, kapag sinabi natin estate tax, this is levied. Binabayaran natin to doon sa pag-transfer ng net estate natin sa isang deceased person or doon sa mga tagapagmana nila. Under the Train Law, yung estate tax rate natin is 6% ng net estate value nila kapag yung net estate value ay lumalampas ng 5 million after the allowable deductions katulad ng family, home, and standard deductions. Dito, nasisiguro natin that the wealth transfers are properly documented and they are properly taxed naman po. Now, for the withholding tax on income payments natin, yung withholding taxes natin, ito yung mga amounts na binabawas natin, deducted at the source by the payer, and they are remitted directly doon sa BIR on behalf of the payee na nagbabayad. Nakakasiguro tayo dito ng advance collection or sinisiguro nito yung advance na collection ng mga taxes and para ma-improve nila yung compliance natin. Meron tayong 4 types dito. Meron tayong expanded withholding tax, yung EWT, withholding tax on compensation, final withholding tax, FWT, and yung withholding tax on government money payments natin. So, isa-isayin po natin, just to summarize. Ang expanded without withholding tax po, yung EWT, ina-apply natin ito sa income payments natin, katulad ng renta, professional fees natin, and yung mga commissions natin. Yung withholding tax on compensation, binabawas natin ito sa mga employers natin or binabawas ng mga companies ito sa mga empleyado nila, sa mga salaries nila bago pa man sila magbayad before their payment. Yung final withholding tax naman po, the tax withheld constitutes the full and final payment katulad ng bank interest and yung dividends natin. Habang si withholding tax on government money payments naman po, ito ay dinededuct, binabawas ng government offices natin kapag nagbabayad tayo sa mga contractors or sa mga suppliers po natin. Kapag wala itong mga withholding taxes na ito, or let's say na yung withholding taxes natin, these are critical dahil nakakatulong ito sa government natin na makolekta ng taxes natin in advance and para maiwasan natin yung pag-iwas na pagbabayad nila. Okay? So, to conclude itong topic na ito, the first topic natin, yung taxation, siya ay nagsisilbing foundation ng economic stability and development ng isang bansa. Para sa mga businesses, ito ay nagre-represent ng kanilang legal obligation and social responsibility natin. Through the different types of taxes na meron tayo, yung mga companies, they can contribute to the government's revenue, which in turn, nasusuporta naman nito yung mga essential services and infrastructure development natin. Understanding these types of taxes, nakatulong ito sa mga business owners to make informed financial decisions, to maintain compliance, and to practice good relationships with both the government and the local community. Ang taxation hindi lang siya about sa pagsunod natin, sa compliance natin. It's about participation sa nation building natin. Kapag nagbabayad tayo ng tamang buwis, yung mga businesses, they become active partners sa pagpopromote ng inclusive growth and sustainable development natin. Nasisiguro natin that yung progress ay na-share natin, yung mga responsibilities ay nami-meet natin, and yung mga opportunities ay nagagawa natin para sa lahat. Naka-create tayo ng opportunities para sa lahat. Now that we have established, ngayon na-establish na natin yung clear na understanding about sa general principles and yung types ng business taxes dito sa bansa natin, we will move on to the next topic which focuses more specifically sa common local business taxes and fees natin. Dito sa next discussion natin, i-highlight natin dito na yung taxes natin and yung mga charges na ini-impose ng local government units natin, katulad ng city or municipal business tax, mayor's permit, sanitation fee, and other regulatory charges that bawat business kailangan nila mag-settle sa mga taxes na ito para makapag-operate sila legally doon sa locality nila. And to explain this further and in greater detail, let us now proceed sa next presenter po natin na siyang mag-discuss na po ng next topic, which is yung common local business taxes and fees natin and how they directly affect, paano neto naapektuhan yung local enterprises and yung mga entrepreneurs natin. Okay? So that will be all on my part. Thank you so much po for listening. So may I now call on our next presenter to continue with the presentation po.